Hello, paragliding family. um, I decided to shoot this video because today was my 13th paraglide flight towards my certification, and it was crazy. I'm really glad that I didn't film it. Um, so we headed up, and it was very cold, and then after this video, I'm actually going to go buy some thermal clothing and some really good gloves, and this is why. So, one of my instructors, Don, flew, and he had a good flight. He had tons of lift, and he had no penetration because he's been flying a glider that he named Skinny Girl. It's a single layer glider, but it is a tandem. So when he's on it, he's very, very light on it. And when you have a tandem, you don't have a speed bar, which is what you push with your feet, and it draws the A's down, and it makes your profile skinnier. But there's other ways to trim your glider so it's like that. But anyway, it took him quite a while to get down, and then the winds down below were so strong that he had to bail out in one of the approved landing fields that's not the field. So we waited for him to get there, and the conditions got stronger and stronger. So we waited it out, and a couple of times I had to fold the wing up and then put it away and put the harness on top of it. And after about an hour of waiting, one of our hang gliding friends was up there, and he decided to go. And because he's on a fixed wing, he can penetrate. Anyway, before I even took off, I heard that he had made it to the ground, which is very, very rare for one of those people because they can fly for a very long time and in a lot of conditions. And yes, it's quite cold in this trailer, but I'm still kind of shaking. So anyway, I launched. Everything on launch was pretty good. It's amazing how instantly you can feel the difference in temperature when you're 3,000, 4,000 feet above the surface of, the ground where you typically reside. Anyway, so we wanted to try some thermaling. So I got into a thermal, and instantly it just ripped me right up. And I stayed in it, and I got well above launch. Dave, who was my launch instructor, he was at, we call it 3450, so 3,450 feet. He became a speck. The trees became very small. And for the first time, I was way up there. Way up there. And the cold starts coming right through you now. It's like every 100 feet you go up, you just turn to ice. But of course, the adrenaline was keeping me warm. And yeah, so I tried to get out of it, and then I hit speed bar, trying to penetrate through it, and I penetrated through that one, and then I got into another thermal, and it brought me up, not nearly as high. But I got tossed around, like I was just screaming, pleading to everything I knew just to get me down, get me down. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And by the time I was over the airfield, it was tiny. It was one of the fields. And it's, I don't know how many acres, but it's big. I mean, it's got 3 runways on it, and it looks small. So David passed me off to Don, who was on the ground, and Don's trying to talk me through it. And just try to do, he wanted me to burn altitude with figure eights going in one way, like full 360, and then burn it the other way. And the winds are so bad that I'm not getting jostled, but I'm not in control. Not making smooth anything, just and just you feel the glider fighting you back, which makes it worse. And now I'm panicking, but I have to remember that I'm in the air. Nothing in the air will hurt you unless like a bird flies into you or a plane, but the air can't hurt you. So I had enough. The wind was coming really hard down across the airfield, so I knew that I was going to be trying to come in totally different direction. You normally see me come down the training hill or the runways. I'm coming this way as hard as I can. And I couldn't take the altitude anymore. I was getting really cold, so I pulled big ears as hard as I could. and I realized I wasn't even pulling them evenly, but I was pulling them as hard as I could, and that's just weight shifting. So I'm doing big gears and doing turns. I started coming down. And now I could feel the sun on me again, because I mean the sun's always on you, but I could feel the heat of the sun, and I'm just stiff. And they're telling me, like, don't worry, you only got like 2 minutes to the ground, 2 minutes to the ground. I've never been 2 minutes to the ground over the airfield before. That's how high up I was. So anyway, I came down. I had an awesome landing. I stuck it. Didn't even have to walk. Just dunk. I landed right into the wind, facing away I've never landed before. And the glider came down, and I didn't even slow it down. It just came down. Anyway, and then I realized that my hands were just solid frozen. I was wearing gloves, but tipless gloves. And so I balled it up, and Don's like, "Holy, like, you okay?" And this and that. We were just talking. So I walked the whole length of the airfield, and I could feel the blood and stuff pumping back through my body, like warmth and all that. And I could just get out of my harness, but I couldn't even get the buttons to snap together. I was shaking so hard, and my fingers were just frozen. You know that you get out of the cold feeling, and your fingers feel like hot dogs. Yeah, that lasted about 10 minutes. I swear they could have popped. Anyway, that was flight 13, and I made it. And even though I was screaming like a little baby, I wasn't upset. I was just like, I want to get down, I want to get down, I want to get down, I want to get down. And that, I felt, helped me. I mean, probably doesn't help the people that live around there going like, why is this guy screaming in the air? But like, I wanted to get down. Spirals were controlled terror. This was like, I'm at the mercy. Like when you're swinging in your harness, like it's like this the whole ride. And you're just trying to keep the horizon, like trying to pick your spot, and it's just like being on a boat in the water. So yeah, those are rough conditions, and I survived them because of my training, and because I took measures to get my own radio and an earpiece so I could hear my instructors properly. I didn't have to compromise my weight shift by trying to press my ear against the speaker. So, yeah, it sucked. Flight number 13 was freezing cold. I am going to go like right now because I do want to fly tomorrow. I'm going to get some Stanfields and some stout work gloves. Something that's really warm, but it's not bulky because you won't be able to pull on strings if you need to. But yeah, that's the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. That says a lot. Knowing people who know what I've been through. And I'm willing to go do it again. So yeah, it was not fun to watch, I'm sure. It really wasn't that fun to be up there like that. But the thermaling didn't scare me, but it put me at an altitude where I'd never been before by myself. And it put me in the rough, scary, shitty air. But it's only air. As long as you're up there, you're okay. So, anyway, I love everybody. And yes, I'm still going to pursue this. And hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to study that book in my my slides and write the written PTU test. Yeah, 12 more flights to go. I've done pretty much everything now. And in a panic today, I used like 3 of the 4 things that I could do to get down faster and safe. And no broken bones, stuck the landing. Yeah. So I love you. Love you very much. And I hope you all have a good day. And I hope that you keep on enduring things that are hard and tough. It's scary, especially when your life depends on it. But you'd be amazed what you can do when your life depends on it. Take care.